What's up guys, Justin Morgan here, Carved Up Vegan Muscle, and today's video is asking the question, why are vegans so weak? And it may sound like an odd question coming from somebody who is a vegan strength athlete competing in powerlifting and strongman, but it's not necessarily an invalid question. It actually comes from the Glenn Pendlay weightlifting forum, amongst many, but amongst people that have actually asked a question that someone might take seriously. Somebody on the Glenn Pendlay weightlifting forum had asked why, if following a vegan diet or eliminating animal products or whatever is so healthy, then why are there so many weak vegans floating around? And this has been some years ago now, but I just came across that thread again the other day, and it had some things going on that I've been thinking about recently, and that is that I think it is actually a valid question, because when I look around the world in general, when I look around the fitness community, strength sports, weightlifting, powerlifting, and strongman competition, that kind of thing has become huge in the overall fitness community. People have really kind of become more attracted to strength and to strength sports, and they have kind of become more in vogue, or it's become more fad-like to participate in those sports, or to be a part of those, which I am very happy about, because those are things that I really enjoy quite a bit. So that does a lot for me. But when I look at the overall vegan community, like the vegan bodybuilding and fitness, and those forums on Facebook, those type of sports are dramatically less significant. When you see that in the overall non-vegan community, it's become almost the opposite. Like, strength athletes are becoming almost or more popular than a lot of bodybuilders. Like, people have kind of taken to not really trusting the validity of information coming from bodybuilders, whereas in the vegan community it's the opposite. Like, if you're not a bodybuilder, people really are not interested in what you have to say, and they really just are not interested in your thing. And you can tell when people post on the things and the responses that they generate. So if I go to one of the non-vegan forums and post like a really good lift or something that was really intense, then people take interest. They're encouraging, or they have some kind of input, or it gets a lot of likes or whatever. Whereas if I post that in a forum that is the similar size in the vegan bodybuilding and fitness type community, it almost is completely ignored, and it ends up going down. Whereas if somebody posts like a picture of a six-pack, or whatever, or even myself, if I post like different types of pictures or something, then it generates a lot more interest, and people are talking about it, or people have comments and things to say. It gets a lot of likes, and it really just tells me that the overall interest in the vegan community as far as strength goes is very low. So are there vegan strength athletes floating around like Patrick Baboumian? Yes, absolutely. Bill McCarthy actually won the Arnold Classic powerlifting competition in, I think, it might have been the 110 kilo class, or I can't remember now. I can't remember exactly what weight class he was in, but he won his entire weight class. I mean, that's a huge accomplishment in the USAPL to win the Arnold Classic powerlifting competition. That was back in, I think it was 2012. Don't quote me on that, you might have to look it up, but he's an incredible example of a vegan strength athlete. Nobody has ever heard of him. I mentioned it to some of the bigger names in the vegan bodybuilding and fitness community, and they kind of told me they were interested in it. They're like, wow, that's great. Who is he? I've never heard of him before. So it just kind of goes to show that the overall interest as far as vegans go in strength, or in strength sports more specifically, is still very low. People really are not catching on. So I guess that the best answer to the question is, why are vegans so weak, is because they don't really care. There doesn't seem to be a lot of interest in terms. Now, I will say that in like a forum on Facebook for like bodybuilding.com or something like that, or something that's very large, a lot of the people that aren't interested in that are actually lifters, they're actually bodybuilders. Whereas people that get involved with like vegan bodybuilding and fitness are mostly just vegans. They may lift, they may not, they may be doing some type of cycling or something, but the only place for them to go is onto the vegan bodybuilding and fitness type sites. So that obviously is probably going to play a large role in why, you know, some of those people may actually not really care about strength. There's just not as many vegan lifters as you might think if you look at the numbers. Whereas like if you go to a site like the vegan powerlifting page or you know, some of those that are actually directly strength related, then you know, a lot of the people that are there actually lift. They're actually, you know, people that are involved in that. So, you know, that's probably also something to think about. Vegans comprise about 1% of the population. So, you know, the numbers, I guess, just specifically are going to be low. So, vegan strength athletes, which are also a subcategory of the fitness community, are going to be even lower. So, that's just some thoughts on it, guys. I didn't really have any direction specifically to go with this video, but people ask it. People do ask, why are vegans so weak? Well, because 1, a lot of vegans don't value strength. 2, there aren't a lot of vegans. But 3, the best answer is that vegans that participate in strength sports compete, and you know, they seem to do pretty well usually when they actually are applying themselves and, you know, when they are moving into it. So you do see like vegan strength athletes moving to the top of their sports. So that's it for today, guys. You can take it easy, and I'll talk to you in the next video.